Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Mark Love, and today I'm going to be walking around a brand new 2023. This is a Renegade Valencia 38 RB. It's the bath and a half floor plan, and the most unique thing I can tell you about this coach is it's available. Most of our Super Cs have a deposit on it when they come in. This is one of them that you could actually come down and buy right now if you're interested. So let's go ahead and get started with the walk around. I'm going to start up here in the front, and I don't know how many of you viewers out there watched a video we did a couple of weeks ago with Joe Schneider. Joe is the FCCC training rep, and he did a great walk around on this chassis, and I'm going to point out a lot of the things that he did during that walk around. First of all, this is powered by an ISB. It's a 360 horse Cummins, develops about 850 foot-pounds of torque. It really depends on who you're talking to on the torque there. But the beauty of the Super C is you can see everything in the engine. You can access your coolant, your fluids, check your air cleaner here. Very easy to do the maintenance on it yourself. As we come around over here, one of the things that is unique about this, and before I go too much farther, I do want to point out that this is the S2 RV chassis by Freightliner Custom Chassis. It is the only chassis that's made and designed specifically for the RV industry, and it's got a lot of great features. Like I say, the Super C, you can access everything in the engine. I like the way this hood has a nice soft landing when you put it down. It's got struts on there that dampen the fall. And another thing that he pointed out is this bumper right here. If you notice, it's hinged right here. There's a bolt, and you can actually remove the two side panels. To be legal, all you really need is this front one. And I'll show you the significance of that in just a minute. But another thing about this hinged bumper, there's a flat flange right back here, and it's designed so if it was to take a front end accident and this gets pushed into your tire, it doesn't dig into the tire. You may not have to replace that tire. Another thing that's really unique are these headlights, and this glass here is unbreakable. You don't need to worry about the truck in front of you throwing up a rock and hitting it and punching through it. In fact, even in an accident on the front end, you may not lose this headlight. And at $700 or $800 each, that's a nice little bonus. Now, one thing about these, I can step in here and work on it. I usually have the tire turned, but you can see where these bolts are. It's very simple to loosen those and pull this all the way out. So when you're doing your engine maintenance, you can get in there really easily without having to climb over it. Just one of the unique features of the S2 RV chassis. Okay, let's walk around this side first. Now this is your def tank right here. Most of your other Super C chassis have fuel tanks up front, and you can fill them from either side. This chassis has a fuel tank in the back over the axle. The nice thing about that is it's not taking up space up here for your storage compartments. And with dual fuel tanks, you really have to fill them from each side. There is a connecting line, but it takes a long time to get from one side to the other. So to completely fill your tank with 100 gallons of fuel, you have to do 50 on one side, 50 on the other. Where with this one, the gas tank in the back, one 100-gallon tank, and it gives you more room up front. One of the unique features about the S2 chassis. And as long as we're right here, what we've got there is a plug. Now this would be for engine preheat. So if you're, at your house or an RV park, you can plug that in. You can fire up your generator and run 110 power to it right there. Okay, let's walk back and look at the compartments. In this first one, we've got our batteries. On the left is our chassis batteries. The right is an 8D house battery. There is a lithium-ion battery option with this model, and also a solar panel option, which this one has, and that is 375-watt solar panels. Back here, and you notice there's no lock on this handle. It lets you know that's where your propane is. They do that so if there's an emergency and fire department or somebody has to get in and shut that off, they don't have to worry about it being locked. Another thing that I'll point out, get a shot of these right here. These lines, there's one here, and you can hear the air. You've got some air tank, two air tanks back there. And they recommend that you pull these at the start of each trip. Water will build up in those tanks, and that's a way to bleed them out. You could hear that was just air hissing out. We didn't have any spitting. That tells me that there's no water in that air tank. Back here is just compartment that we've got our black and gray tanks and our sewer line running down there. A little bit of storage. But another thing I like to point out about the Renegades is the way they build their compartment doors. You can see it's a dual latch. You don't have to sit there and slam them over and over again. Really easy to close, and they latch virtually every time. Again, this is your other holding tank. And by the way, on the bottom of these, there are holding tank heating pads that run off your 12 volt. Here we have our water closet. So as you can see, we've got a whole house filter, and this unit has just come in. It's winterized. You know, we haven't run water through and put the filters on yet. But you also have a nice little hose you can hook up, maybe for hosing down your motorcycle or ATVs. Place for sewer hose storage. And you also have your water line on a power rewind. Makes it really easy when it's time to go. See, you've got your city water or your tank fill. You can turn your pump on right here, retract that water hose. Your dump valves are right here. Everything's in a nice, neat compartment, easy to access, and very easy to understand what it is. Back here we have our 8,000 watt Onan diesel generator. The best thing about this generator, it's one of the most common in the industry. Renegade uses it from their Veracruz and their smaller models all the way up through the Explorer. And that means you can always get parts for it. This isn't one that, like maybe the 12.5 or the big ones, that if you need to you know, have some work done on it, that they're waiting for parts. This is the most common generator in the motorhome industry. And then one more compartment here. And as you can see, we've got our 50 amp power cord. We have our transfer switch, and this power cord also is on a rewind. When the weather's cold and that's really stiff, that's a nice feature to have. Outside shower right here, got hot and cold water in there, kind of like a kitchen sprayer. As we move around the back, another thing I want to point out, for 2023, Renegade did a little facelift for the Valencia. It had been maybe 5 or 6 years. They put new caps on the front and back. They have some new colors. It's just a great new look. And when we get around the other side, I'll point out the front cap. But back here, we do have our 2-inch receiver. This is rated to pull 12,000 pounds. This is a 33,000 pound GVW chassis with 12,000 pounds towing. You can see we've got our 7-way right there. And great camera system too. Camera on the back, camera on both sides. Gives you a good view of what's around you all the way around. Okay, let's move back over to the passenger side, look at some of the storage compartments. And there's actually quite a bit of room here. Even though these aren't full pass-through compartments, they're large, they're nicely finished here, and you can get most of your stuff in here without any problem. Up in this second compartment from the rear, you can see we've got a propane quick connect right there. So if you've got a gas grill that you might want to, you know, pull out and put under the awning, right there you can hook that up very easily. And Speaking of awning, I'm gonna try to get back into my Vega Touch, and this app I've showed before, but I'm going to extend my awning right now. The nice thing about this, if you're setting up by yourself, you might have a tree out here or something and you want to watch it as it's coming out. Same thing with your slides. You want to be able to see them as they're coming out so you're not hitting your neighbor or something that's out in your campground. This is a great awning, and when we get inside, I'm going to show you another new app that they just came out with. So if I let go, that's just going to stop right there. And this also has a wind sensor, so as it gets windy, that's going to close itself. A couple more compartments here. Now, this one, you can see extends underneath the frame a little ways. So if maybe you have a folding table or some bigger lawn chairs, you have plenty of room right there. And then up here, what you're seeing here are travel bars, they call them. Now, you notice they're not in when they come from the factory, and most people don't use them. But if you need to lock those slides in the in position, that's what those are for. And here's an air hose that they provide. You've got an air compressor on board, you might as well be able to use it. You can hook into that to, fill your tires or, maybe beach toys or something like that. One more compartment here. And up in here you can see we've got our 3,000 watt Xantrex inverter. There's a 32-inch TV on the outside, and this actually has an arm, so you can pull it out and tilt it. And it does have the sound bar with it. And then while we're here, I mentioned the caps. Get a shot of the front cap before we go inside. They redesigned this front cap for 2023. Give it a more aerodynamic look. The old ones were maybe a little boxier, like a moving truck. So that's a great look, and you can see there's a window up there, and it's got a shade in there that you can open and close. So let's go ahead and step inside. Why don't you go first? And I like to leave the main slide in so you can see what it's like when you travel. And you can see how easy it is for me to get through here. I can open my refrigerator very easily. We've got a half bathroom right here. And you can see how much room, if you're traveling with kids or if you have pets, they're not stumbling trying to get through here. And then let's get back here our app, and I'll just show you a little bit. See, the Vega Touch is the one I'm using right now. There's a mobile app that'll tell me which unit and what the code is. I'm already paired into it. So I'm just going to use my phone right now to open this slide out. It's not the fastest moving slide, but they're very dependable. And seldom do you have problems with these. From this Vega Touch app, by the way, you can turn all your lights on and off, you can level, you can open your awning, you can set your climate control. There are just so many things you can do on this app. If you get one of these, certainly get yourself into this app so you can use it. And once we have that out, there we go. There's one more app I wanted to show you. And Freightliner Custom Chassis, FCCC, just came up with this. And I think it was released last month. The nice thing about it is once you put your information on your coach in here, it prompts you for all of the maintenance that needs to be done. Some people are very meticulous about taking care of their vehicles and doing oil changes and filters at the proper time. Others, like myself, maybe not so diligent. So this is a great app. It will remind you when you're coming up for an oil change, when you need to to change that water separator filter. So this is another new app from Freightliner Custom Chassis. This is not from Renegade, but when you consider 1/3 of the value of this coach roughly is in this chassis, get to know these apps, get to know how to use it if you're going to be traveling in a Renegade Valencia. Okay, let's take a look at the floor plan real quick. Now this has got a 1.5 bath setup. Over here behind the driver's seat, got some nice storage. Comfortable couch here too. One of the things I hear a lot of people say, their feet don't hit the floor if they're a little bit shorter, and it's kind of uncomfortable. But this is a nice couch. Does come out to a bed. I'm not going to show it right now, but you've got a height of bed right there. Right next to it, you have a convertible dinette. By convertible, I mean this will drop down into a sleeper. So if I were to pull these up, drop it all the way down, you've got a couple cushions to fill in. And just for your information, one way you can tell if a bed converts to a sleeper generally is if you see this angled piece right here. That's what helps it drop down. If it's fixed to the wall without that piece, it's a fixed dinette. It's not going to convert. Okay, under here we do have a couple of nice pull-out drawers, and of course these are the cushions when you are going to make it into a bed. You have one of those on each side. Over here across from your dinette, of course, our main TV is a 40-inch TV right here with its own sound bar. We've got some more storage over the sink. We do have a place for your video components. Now, this one does have a Blu-ray player, and you don't see those a lot more. People tend to use streaming services, but this is also wired for satellite. You have a convection microwave oven. And then down below here, we've got a 3-burner propane stove. And I like that they provided a place for you to put these covers right here when you're cooking. This is considered a sealed burner stove. And if you look right here, what I'm talking about is underneath the burner, it goes all the way up so you don't get food in there. A lot of them, you'll see a 1/4-inch gap around here. And as you're cooking, food will get down there. You need to lift up your tray to clean it out. The sealed burner stoves are just so much easier to clean, so much nicer. And then nice solid surface countertop. We have a large undermount sink with a residential style sprayer. And then down beneath here, we've got storage, place for a trash can. Couple of deeper pull-out drawers. And here you can see our water filter. We've got our remote controls. They even give you some touch-up paint. This is the burnout color, by the way, with the Hamden interior. These drawers are all soft close. 3 more storage drawers here. And then under here we've got our fuses and circuit breakers. So your 110 breakers are here. This is your 12-volt fuses. And it gives you a little diagram here. It tells you what everything is. Before we go to the bedroom, let's talk about the cab a little bit. One thing about this overhead bunk, queen size, you've got the 24-inch TV up here, and it's very simple to kind of flip that up, push that back. So while you're traveling, it makes it a lot easier to get in and out of the cab. It's really well thought out. Told you we have a shade up above. I'll just drop that down. And also, in 3 or 4 spots around the coach, I can turn all of my lights off right there. Turn them back on. You can also do it at the front door. You can do it at your panel there in the kitchen. Let me see. A couple of things I wanted to point out too while we're right here at the cab. First of all, these are air ride seats and they're very comfortable. Now we have an air ride back. There, I can pump that up or down. But I wanted to talk about some of the controls that we've got up here. First of all, that pedal, it's for your tilt and your telescope. And then over on the left side, basically you've got your lights and your cruise control over here. Once you set it, you can accelerate, decelerate. Here we've got our 3000 Allison transmission. Now a lot of companies with a 360 horse engine are using a 2500 Allison. So this has got the bigger transmission here. You can hook up for a camera on the back. Maybe you're pulling a stacker trailer, outside docking lights. So some of the controls here that you may not be familiar with. This one, it's people think it's a jake brake. It's actually the VGT, they call it, the variable geometry turbo. It essentially acts the same as a jake brake. So when you're coming downhill, let's say, you want to turn that on and let your engine slow you down so you're not burning your brakes out so much. Over here, this button is probably never going to be used with an RV. It's your forced regen, and a lot of trucks, you know, in the commercial trucking, they might run their trucks several weeks or months continuously without turning them off. So if it's idling a long time, say overnight or at a rest stop, you might want to force that regen. It's the particular chamber to clean up your exhaust. And so what that does, it burns off all the particulates. While you're driving, it does it automatically. So for an RV scenario, you're probably never going to need to use this. You also have mirror heat. And then this button here is our rear airbags. So you can dump those rear airbags. The 2 places that really comes in handy, number one, if you're hooking up to a trailer, you can back up, you know, have an eye on your trailer, dump it down below the ball. Then when you get to where you want to be, pick it back up. And then I also wanted to show you a couple of things, a couple of apps we have here. So this is our Garmin monitor. It's got your navigation and everything. One of the things I was playing with this earlier, of course, a lot of times you want your camera on. It comes on automatically when you're in reverse, but you might want it on all the time. So I can turn it on right there. But as I was going through this earlier, I see the video tutorials and I got into here. So let's say I want to learn about navigation. Got a little tutorial right there to tell you all about it, using your apps, your voice commands, so forth, how to pair in or Bluetooth in any devices. Just a really nice feature right here on your dash monitor. Okay, and like I say, air ride seats, very comfortable. Right here, I don't know if you can notice it, but it does have a brake controller built into this. If you're pulling, you know, with a boat or maybe a camper behind you that's got electric brakes, you already have the brake controller right there. Okay. As we're walking back, get a shot at this flooring. It's a laminate flooring, but a great wood plank look. I love the interior. This is the Hamden interior. It really is a nice coach. Nice ultra leather seats, very comfortable. As we move back here, one thing that this model has that the 38-foot bunkhouse doesn't is a pantry. So you've got some room up here for goods. You've got about 4 or 5 nice pull-out drawers. Plenty of room to store all your canned goods. And then as we go a little bit further back, you can see you've got your stackable washer and dryer. Across from your washer and dryer, we have our half bathroom. And I'll just open these up and let you get a shot of it, see the storage there. This is nice when you're traveling because when the bedroom slide is in, the bed kind of touches your dresser. So in order to get to the main bathroom, you have to kind of crawl over the bed. So this is real convenient. And if you have guests with you, it's nice that they have a bathroom they can use. You do have, I'm not going to pull that one out, but you do have a pocket door right here, pocket door right here. Another one here. Oh, there we go. I knew there was a latch somewhere. And these are really solid pocket doors, so gives you some privacy. And then back here in the bedroom, we do have a king bed. If you notice on each side of the bed, you've got a little pedestal here with 110 outlet. You've got USB port and a charging port for your cell phone there. You might be using a sleep apnea machine. You could plug it in there. You have controls right here, so I can turn off all of my lights when I'm laying in bed from that Firefly panel. And let's take a look underneath the bed. Now, one of the nice things about these Renegades, they have 150-gallon fresh water. And you can see there's two 75-gallon water tanks right here. There is a bar that I can prop this up. Maybe when you're winterizing it, you want to put this into your antifreeze tube and run antifreeze through your line. Very easy to get to. And also, get a shot of the drain here, the main drain. That's like 1.5 inches. It's a big drain, so it drains quickly when you do want to get all that water out of here. Another nice feature about having it under the bed is you don't need to worry about your fresh water freezing up. Okay, back here across from the bed, we have a wardrobe area on top there. And then again, there's 4 full pull-out drawers. Again, all of them soft close. We do have another 32-inch TV here, so I guess we actually have 4 TVs in this unit. And we've got another place for maybe video components or a little bit of storage. And then another large dresser drawer and 2 more smaller ones down underneath it. Over on this side, this is kind of unique. You've got 2 areas for wardrobe, for hanging clothes, but I can remove this also. So if you have longer items that you want to store up in there, you can accommodate a pair of skis or something like that. Okay, and then back here is the main bathroom. You can see the corner shower. And I'll go ahead and step in here just to show you how much room you have. I'm about 5'8". Somebody 6'2", 6'4", could easily get in here and take a shower. And yeah, it's not the largest shower, but I've got plenty of room. I'm not going to be banging my side or my butt when I'm bending over. So nice corner shower with a 1-piece surround sound or surround install there. A nice solid surface sink and countertop. Porcelain toilet back here. 1-piece shower surround is what I was trying to say. Pardon me for stumbling. And then you've got some nice storage over your toilet. And then good sized medicine cabinet. Let me see, what have I forgotten? This unit comes with 2 15,000 BTU ACs, and they both have heat pumps in them. And I came out this morning, I turned the heater on right away, and in a matter of 10 minutes, it was warm in here. And it's a pretty chilly day here in Colorado. Back here, I don't know if you want to get a shot of it, but you've got another one of your Firefly panels. So if you want to, you know, do your master, oops, let's get in here, master light on and off. Got your monitors for your holding tanks, generator, and so forth. So you've got two main panels and then 2 or 3 other ones in here where you can shut your lights on and off as you're walking out the door. Just makes it real convenient. So once again, this is a 2023 Renegade Valencia. This is the 38 RB, which is the bath and a half model. And like I said, this unit is available. So if you have any questions, want to come down and maybe take it for a test drive, let us know. Once again, I'm Mark Love. I think they're showing my information on the screen there. Give me a call or a text, or just let me know what you think of the video. And until next time, my friends, happy trails.